Hello everyone, this is Max. You're watching EquityMatch online live pitch. Today, as always, we bring four great founders and one investor guest. Before we start, let me introduce our investor guest, Nelson Daniel Lopez. Nelson, thank you so much for coming. Before I'm coming to you, I'm going through the four founders who are coming to pitch today. So the four founders coming today are Dr. Harsh Sethi, Teuta Arifi, Adrian Olzer, and Said Partake. Before we move to founders, Nelson, thank you so much for coming. If you want to give a short introduction to yourself, it's more than welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Massimiliano. It's always a pleasure contributing to you and to the space at EquityMatch. My name is Nelson. You know this. I'm an investor. I'm an advisor for multiple startups across the blockchain and AI space. Been in tech for the past 16 years, leading operations at major institutions, either in crypto, now in AI as well. Up until a month ago, I led an accelerator as well, with over 50 startups on their portfolio, which I exited about a month ago. Took about a month to relax, and I'm looking forward to updating you on what's coming next in terms of the space between innovation and capital and startups, which is where I'll always be, including this space here today, which I'm very happy to join, Massimiliano. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today, and I hope you had a very good exit. I'm sure you did. 1,000 USD, and please.
Yeah, thank you very much. And this is Tanujal Bora. I'm from representing Tri Nanotechnologies. Dr. Hurst is unfortunately is traveling. So it was very good to meet you all. And I basically come from an academic background. I was a faculty teaching in the field of nanotechnology and nanomaterials, specifically on energy field. So I did my PhD in solar cells. And when I was doing my research during my PhD and continuing after that. So what we have realized is that the solar cells that we make, we report different numbers in terms of efficiencies. Like this is 25% efficient, that is 26% efficient. But the same technology, when it comes finally become a product and reach to a customer, what the customer actually achieve is maybe 17%, 18%. So there is a big difference between what we achieve in a lab and what we achieve in a real world. So we tried to actually understand these issues. And then what we found is that actually what happened is when we are talking about solar panels, okay, there are a lot of losses that happens once we install the panels. The panels that are installed, the sunlight that falls on the solar panels, some part gets reflected, so that is a loss. Then you may have soiling on the panels, so that will also block some part of the light. That's also a loss. The panels are generally, if it is in a hot, humid conditions, there are thermal losses. So all these losses effectively affect the performance of the product. So eventually, as a customer, what we achieve is maybe 17, 18% efficiency. So at TriNano, what we are doing is basically we are looking into these problems, and we came up with our own solid state nanocoating technology. So which basically incorporates four properties. One is anti-reflection. So it means that our product can reduce the reflection losses. The second is light trapping. That means it traps the light within. So it does not allow the light to escape and makes the light available for the solar cell to convert it to electricity. The product also has self-cleaning ability. So which means it reduces the soiling losses. So that means as a customer, your maintenance cost goes down. And also, finally, it has a cooling effect. That means it reduces the temperature of the panel. That means even if you install the panel at a higher temperature, typically I'm from India. So in India, the temperature in the field maybe can go up to 50, 60 degrees. So in that case, we provide a cooling effect. So we reduce the temperature of the panel. So we therefore reduce the thermal degradation that happens within the panel. So therefore, we increase the lifetime of the product. So our product can be applied to both new as well as old panels. That means we can work with the manufacturers while at the time of making new panels. So that means you can buy a pre-coated panel, or assuming that you already have installed panels, maybe 1 year old, 10 years old, 20 years old. So we can bring our machines, we can do our coating on your panel, and we can immediately increase the power from those panels. The way we do the coating is also very unique. We don't use any kind of chemicals or liquids or gas. Everything is solid state, and what we create is a unique nanostructure that you can see here, and that's all that will increase the power. So in terms of your benefits, so you will get more energy, you will have less water usage, less labor cost, your plant life will increase, you can earn more in terms of carbon credits because carbon emission will go down, and also because we increase the power efficiency, so less number of panels, that means less number of land is required. And of course, compared to other non-renewable technology, to get the same amount of energy, our product can help you to get the same amount of energy with 50% less cost, and plus also it is a green way to achieve that energy. Now we have done, this is our team. So Dr. Harsh is the CEO and co-founder. He is a material science background and a serial entrepreneur. Dr. Anshu Dandia is our research director and another co-founder. She is from chemistry background. Myself, I'm a technical director. I have experience in the field of nanotechnology and nanomaterials. And Srisa is our business and operations director. Now, I'll skip some of the slides to respect the time. And these are some of the business that we have done in India till now, and we have been generating revenue. The company was started 4 years back in 2022. Right now, we have several inquiries coming towards us to about 600 megawatt as a whole. However, the challenge we have is our capacity is significantly low. We are able to do at the moment 7 megawatt a year. So to scale up our capacity, we are looking for funding. And for that, we are looking for a seed round of 12 crore rupees. That is about 1.3 million US dollars. Some of it we have raised already, and remaining 621K we are still looking for, where this amount will mainly go for developing our coating machines, which is more automatic and less labor intensive. And the remaining 20% will go for testing and laboratory, and then others are for the running cost and all this. Now, just to give a quick one, this is our projection. Assuming if we have this funding available, we can generate revenue of about 250 million in the next 5 years. So we have been also recognized by the ministry, and we also got the National Startup Award in India this year, 2026, where we had the opportunity to interact with the Prime Minister of India. And these are some of the other recognitions that we have received from the worldwide different locations. And that's all from my side. TriNano, we believe in amplifying the sunlight and increasing the power from our solar panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tanuja. Nelson, I leave it into you.
Thank you. Is there a chance I can get the slides up again? Like technically, okay, cool. Go back, I think 4 slides, please. We can take it from the end. That one, right there. Okay. You mentioned here gross margin 38%. That's at 300 megawatts. If you keep that at 1 gigawatt, let's say, I think the potential there is remarkable. What's the cost structure there, or does it change, or how does the cost structure change from 300 megawatts to 1 gigawatt? And if the gross margin there is an estimate, or for sure it stays the same, because that's kind of, to me, the difference between you're a good product today, or you're going to be a great business in the future. But can you tell me a little bit of how the cost structure changes also from 300 megawatts to 1 gigawatt, please?
Okay. So currently there are 2 main components in the cost structure. One is the material, And another is currently our process is semi-automatic, so there is a human labor involvement. So from 300 to about 1 gigawatt, as per our estimation, the gross margin is about 38%. But as we scale up, let's say to 3 gigawatt, the gross margin, because of the scaling, the material cost will come down. And in the meantime, we will be able to also make our complete process fully automated, so the labor cost comes down. So this gross margin will be approximately between 50 to 51% as we scale up more than 1 gigawatt.
That's the right answer to that question. Thank you so much. And I love the protections. Also, the other note I did here, and thank you for addressing the delivery gap here, the fulfilling gap between the 600 megawatts and the 7 megawatts you're able to fulfill today. This is not a question about the future, just I'm trying to understand your business model. What's the biggest constraint you have today stopping you from fulfilling even the 600 megawatts?
It's mainly the capital that we require. So each machine.
How does the capital fix that?
Because the machines that we have, one machine is capable of achieving about 60 megawatt a year capacity. And currently we have only one single machine. So that means we can do today, if we go to the market, we can cater only 60 megawatt with that single machine. So with the capital, we can prepare more machines. And our mainly goal is within a year to achieve 5 machines at least, so that we can achieve that 300 megawatt target.
Okay.
And for that, we are looking for this 621K investment. The idea is once we get that, we go into the market, we start generating revenue, and then we can plug back some of the money and reinvest to prepare more machines.
Okay, so if this was manufacturing, for example, you want the money to produce the stock or the inventory for a product for which you already have the demand. Yeah, so you're backfilling demand. That's a great problem to have. So it's clear. So you need the money for materials. Materials will help you increase the existing demand and fulfill that. The cost of which those materials will go down the more you serve and the more revenue you generate, and therein the margins will increase from 38 to, you mentioned, I think, like 51% or something like that.
Correct.
Okay, good. Makes sense. One question, you mentioned you're recognized by the Ministry of Renewable Energies, and you've met Prime Minister Modi. Is there any conversation around a B2G contract around there? Because with all that kind of acknowledgement, that would be my next move, because that's the document you bring to the conversations and say, we're going to be around for the next 20 years. Because
yes, we actually have that kind of conversation. Sorry. So the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. So we are in discussion with them. So in India, there are quite a lot of street lights and CCTVs that runs using solar panels. So and these are installed through contractors. But the problem is once the contractor, the installation is done, the contractor's job is done. After that, nobody is going to go and look into what happened to these panels, how clean they are, whether they're able to produce the minimum amount of energy that is required to run those devices. So we are discussing with the ministry, and the ministry is interested to try our technology into some of the street lights and mainly for the CCTVs to ensure, because they say like these are generally small panels, maybe installed in these poles, and it's very difficult to ask somebody to go there and clean one panel at a time. So with product like us, which increase the energy and at the same time reduce the soiling, is a beneficial for them. So that is one area where we are discussing. Another project is there are some projects coming in India which are like installing solar assets next to the sea coastline, where because of the salty air, because there's a salt is airborne, so salt deposition happens. So it's a different kind of soiling. So we have we did some pilots and we have shown positive results with that as well. So that's another area where the technology can be implemented. So that's also in a very early stage, but yes, some discussions are going on.
And that's going to be mostly the same materials for the inland panels, or will you need to find new materials, new providers, recalc the cost?
It is actually the composition is nearly more or less the same. There is only very few changes, but sometimes what we do is we change the morphology or the geometry of the structure that we create.
Okay.
Because there are some areas where there are very heavy soiling. So there, the soiling property needs to be more dominant. There are some areas maybe soiling is not a very big issue. So accordingly, we can tune the geometry.
I'm more worried about like oxidation near the ocean, for example, as just the salt and the humidity tend to be corrosive. Okay, understood. In the interest of time, those are my questions, but well done. And definitely pursue that B2G contract and include it in the deck, even if just as ongoing conversation, because B2C is going to be very fleeting. As I mentioned, I think all product is going to be convergent.
Yes. May I just add one point?
Go ahead.
Can you bring the pitch deck back? So we are also into B2B conversation. So this is an order that we have received from a panel manufacturer where they are interested to actually integrate our technology at the time of manufacturing, because they believe that we give them a USP to go as a premium product to the market. Okay. But as you can see, this to achieve event is 135 megawatts. So currently we cannot cater it. So that's where actually we are looking for the capital.
Okay, understood. Right. So work on your ability to meet demand, and definitely get something similar to this slide about the B2G, because the business to government contracts are where the money is at and where the sustainability is at. Once you get that locked in, you might as well tell people you're going to be here for 20 years. So especially in countries where government tends to be more consistent throughout the years and it doesn't change every 4 years or so on. I don't know what Prime Minister Modi's plans are to stay in power, but I would assume it's there's a longer, let's say, timeline for that than in most European countries. So
yes, one of our pilot is also going on in 2 of the schools, the government schools. Because the government has some plan to convert a governmental institution and install solar panels in the rooftop. Okay, so we are doing pilots with the schools now, but that's also
another conversation around this. In the interest of time, I'm good with the questions I had, and we can move forward.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Suruja, Nelson. Let's move to a second funder. Teuta Arifin, founder and CEO of SalHub, headquartered in Cologne, Germany, B2B marketplace and event tech, a pre-seed between 300K and 500K in USD. Thank you so much, Teuta. Please, if you want to give an intro to yourself, and after, go straight to pitch. Nelson will come after you.
Perfect. Yes, thank you very much for having me in EquityMatch. I'm very excited. I'm Teuta, founder of SalHub, and I am based in Germany. Otherwise, originally from North Macedonia, and I'm Albanian. I built another concept of SalHub, but by pitching at the companies, we realized that we have another problem that we can solve, and the problem that we're trying to solve was not really there, so we go where the market headed us. So I can start with my pitch. Now imagine you're sitting at your desk and you're just an employee getting your job done, and then your CEO walks in and say, hey, we need a company event for 50 people next month. What do? You start Googling location, caterer, photographers, open 10 tabs, spreadsheets, and no single place to find compare providers. So you ask your colleagues, check Instagram, start sending cold emails with no standard pricing or availability, a chaotic coordination through different chats, emails, calls, and a scattered payment across different tools. After 3 weeks, what happened? You're exhausted and the event still hasn't happened. And this is the standard of event planners in a $1 trillion industry. Now imagine the other side. Let's say your CEO is coming to your desk and saying, hey, we need a company event for 50 people next month. You open SalHub, find verified providers with real reviews, prices side by side. You compare, you book, done. Everything runs into one dashboard with tasks, messages, approvals, payments, and nothing gets lost. One workflow from first search to the final payment. And with our AI launching in summer, you will have the possibility to drop a message and get an instant provider match and a plan. At SalHub, we're building one platform with every event providers for every market. Now, we are live since April, and we onboarded more than 30 providers active in Cologne and Berlin, Germany, Düsseldorf on onboarding. We opened Portugal as a market, Lisbon, because we are in touch with the Web Summit. And our strategy is to start local and build to scale globally. Why we're doing this is because we saw that the market is huge. Like, we have a $1.2 trillion global market, and only in Germany we have more than $1 billion market. And we're heading also to Gulf region because the MICE, the meeting incentive conferences and exhibition, are growing at the 13% rate, fastest in the region. And yet there is no marketplace specified for event organizers. How do we make money? Where we're doing commission, we have 15% average commission on provider side, and we will be introducing visibility plans for them. We also have business subscription, workspace as a SaaS model. And also these, let's say this pricing is also differs from the categories and the segment. Yes, so as mentioned, right now our main goal is to onboard providers, have our first events. We're waiting for our tax ID in Germany. This is where we're stuck. By 2027, we plan on going in more German cities and maybe onboard complete Portugal, Lisbon and Porto in this case. By 2028, we want to scale in Europe and entering GCC through Qatar. And by 2030, we plan on positioning SalHub as an infrastructure for business events. Yes, we do have alternative todays like agencies, super costly, venue marketplaces, room only, directories. And what SalHub is trying to solve in this case is actually one marketplace with local providers, governed execution, and faster outcome. I am a founder, and I have Mohammed, Talha, and Hassan, who are also partners, but external teams handling IT and partnership. I have Ines and Mishad, who are local ambassadors in Portugal. As mentioned before, we're raising 300K to 500K to develop our platform, and also to have our marketing and sales on plan, which will give us 12 months on runway for expansion, to onboard more than 500 providers and have repeated events. What we're looking for is pilot customers, companies in this case, who will be ready to organize events through SalHub, strategic investors with a global network, and city ambassadors for different cities. Let's make event organizer easier. That is my goal. So next time your CEO comes and say, hey, we need an event next month for 50 people, you have it ready in minutes in one place and not weeks and spreadsheets. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Data. Nelson, please.
Question. I might need the slides, but maybe not. You mentioned, no, I do need a slide because I need to see the, maybe like to the beginning of the presentation, please.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I get the numbers right. But any case, you said you had like 20 plus providers already, something like this, right?
30 plus providers from locations.
30 plus in 3 cities in 2 months.
Yes.
Okay, so 30 providers, 3 cities, 2 months. This is good. In my experience, most marketplaces live or die by liquidity rather than let's say supply. So even if your supply is looking good, talk to me a little bit about liquidity. How many bookings have you actually closed? How many like venues have successfully been booked? How many events have happened that you can say we were a part of that process? So in the real world we inhabit, yes, how much has happened and how many bookings have you done and so on and so forth?
Yes, so we have run only 5 events manually, but we tested just our MVP that we had before. And the reason why we're not having like now the event organizers in the platform is because we missed the tax ID. And if we do that, we're completely illegal. Also, with those supply that we have onboarded, it's super clear to them that we still don't have the tax ID. And it's a very big problem in Germany, as you know yourself. And we did those 5 events manually. We had our providers in our platforms. They're still live. You can see them. So we booked them. And then we said, okay, we need this photographer. So we took Jan, that we have it in our platform. We did everything manually, but nothing went through the platform. So we have right now with Neotech is a venture firm who organizes events in multiple cities in Germany. The reason why we opened Berlin in this case was because we had with Jitex closely to a partnership, but it was super short time, and then they decided that it will be next year, but not this year. That's the reason why we onboarded Berlin. And yes, we have Tika. It's like a health insurance. We also have IHK Cologne, is for Chamber of Commerce. So yeah, they all know that we still wait, but as you can see, the platform is ready. You can go, you can sign up, you can explore it, but we also make it clear where we stand.
Okay, understood. I have a thought on that, but I don't want to lose a question that I had. Why do you want to go into the Gulf region specifically? And I'll tell you why I'm asking, but I would like to hear your reasoning.
Yes, so we were in Qatar ourselves, and we spoke with Invest Qatar. We spoke also with the German Mittelstand that is there. We also had our booth during the Web Summit, and we realized that Qatar is doing plus 600 events per year, and the spend on events there is much more, and they are ready to spend on events. And it's something that, for example, in Germany, if that event is costing 1,001 euros, they're going to be asking for that €1 how we can like not spend it, let's say. So they're more ready to spend on events. That is like Germany in this case.
Do you know how they organize events?
Yes. So they organize through agencies mostly, and it's a word of mouth. It's something that is like.
Here's my question. Why I asked if you wanted to go, why you want to go to the Gulf. I know Dubai quite well. I know the region quite well. Everything is by circles of trust.
Yeah.
People would rather pay more to a friend of a friend because that business comes back to them at some point, and you help me, and so on and so forth, than spend less, especially in a hyper-capitalized market where money is abundant. A 15% cost cut is something they will happily pay more on just to keep the trust relationship going, rather than going to a marketplace for the purpose of ease of planning or like a cost cut. Yes, that works in Europe for sure. I for sure see it working well in the US. I have questions. If a marketplace, I doubt that a marketplace for convenience and costs in a place that's overcapitalized can compete with a culture thousands of years old of word of mouth and I buy from whom I trust. So I noticed you have, please, I don't want to make this sound like what it's not. It looks like you have some advisors on the team who are from that region just by their attire. I would love to hear, not today, but I would be curious to hear what they have to say about it, because definitely when it comes especially on vendor sourcing, everything is word of mouth. And I would assume, yes, there's money, but it's a very difficult market to penetrate. Especially, it helps that you have local agents for sure, but especially being from abroad. The local, like native circles of trust are very, very hard to penetrate. So I think this has nothing about your product and the problem you're solving and what you do and what you are. I have questions about the Gulf being a great market for you guys to try and launch this, especially at an earlier stage, where every customer or every dependence liquidity-wise can make or break your roadmap. I would find it a particularly challenging region to try to tap into for what you do specifically. But that's me. I can see, and I assume you have people in your team who are advising you, who know the region well. Maybe they can be the trusted facilitators, but I more easily see anybody organizing an event there, thinking of who they know and picking up the phone and wanting to do that as a preferred method even if they know there's an alternative, than particularly going to a marketplace that's anonymous, and that's kind of just what it is. Again, not a reflection on your product. This is me reflecting on the market. Yes, that particular region. That's all I'm saying. Okay, cool.
Maybe I can just add it here shortly.
Yeah, for sure.
We are like with John Donny, the executive producer of the Web Summit. And that is why I also put it there 2027, because if we plan the Web Summit Lisbon, like they hosted last year 200 events, they won 400 side events this year. So to enter Qatar with Web Summit, like very first of all, and also like a merge somehow with another company, like I have also like thought, how can we do it? Of course, you can do it with local ambassadors, something that we're doing with Lisbon, but there, as you mentioned, like this culture base. And I'm thinking like the best strategy would be like, because also if Web Summit is requesting us as their partner to go and do the Qatar ready so they can book the side events. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know what
I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. I know a little bit about like the business culture there, and I would assume, but again, I know way less about your business than you do, but I would assume it's a particularly tough business culture to penetrate. So this is why I asked, but I see you're aware of the challenge, which is what I was looking for. So if you're aware of the challenge, you can crack your way through it. That's fine. What else did I had right in here? Can I see the slides again? I think for this one, I will need the slides. Okay, can we go back? Back. Okay, here. The roadmap, please.
The roadmap.
The roadmap, yes. Operate in 5 countries. Okay. Some of these other markets. So you mentioned 5+ countries. Are you also looking to enter through the institutional door, like with Web Summit as well, or more grassroots, like ambassadors, as you mentioned, for example? Because I noticed you had a couple in Portugal.
Yes. So actually, like we have Paris and we have Barcelona, for example, and we have already like 2 clients that I knew it from my network and started explaining what we're doing. So I'm entering a market only when I know for sure, okay, I'm getting clients there and they're ready to pay for what we're doing. And then I find the local ambassador. Like with Barcelona, it was another plus because I was at the South Summit Madrid. So I already had a lot of networking from Madrid and also a lot of friends. So it kind of like got set up. And with Paris, it's the same. So I have a partner who hosts event himself and also know a lot of providers himself, except locations, he know like photographers. So it has to be a requirement also for the local ambassadors to be on the event themselves. So they know both sides and bring both sides, because that's the only way that they can earn money. And I'm planning to tap only on those cities where I know I have clients, people ready to pay. I have maybe international companies ready to go and pay. And Barcelona is a hub for German companies, for example.
I know for sure. How are you? So if it's with ambassador, what, like, I understand through the institutional door, which there's an advantage for them for efficiency, putting up an event is a big enterprise. What's the upside for ambassadors? What do they get from it? Is it my question is, to make it short, is it commission based or is it fixed costs? And is that factored into your financial planning?
Yes. So we have commission. So they have 20% from our net commission when their providers are getting booked.
Okay.
So for example, like, let's say we have a package that costs 1,000 euros. SalHub commission is 15%. And from those 15%, they take 20%.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And also when they bring event organizers where the event total amount is like, let's say 2,500, only from then they start having bonuses. For example, for 2,500, they have a bonus of 100 euros. And still we're getting like, the margin is going very low actually for us. So it's like staying to 50%, yet it's a marketplace and otherwise I cannot grow it.
Agreed. Okay, you're aware of, you said what I was going to say. So just make sure you factor that into the financial planning. Okay, very cool. That was all from my side. Thank you so much for answering the questions.
Thank you, Nelson, also for the questions.
Very good.
Thank you so much, Nelson. Teta.
Cool.
Teta, please stay because we're bringing all of you back as soon as we finish all 4 founders. Why? Let me move to founder number 3. Egin Olze, CEO Classifier, at work in Istanbul, Turkey. I do love Istanbul. Artificial intelligence, speech technology, conventional AI, and enterprise software. It's a seed of 1 million in USD. Engin, how's it going?
Hi. Hello, I'm fine. Thank you for this opportunity, and I will start right away.
Please.
Okay. I am Engin Ezer. I'm the founder of Classifier, and this is a spin-off company of our organizations, which we have been running for about 10 years. And as of now, we have been running this company for about 1.5 years. And in this company, we focus on AI voice technologies. We developed our own speech text speech models, and extra models on top of them. So we basically provide our customers AI voices that they can use in their daily lives. Like we provide them voice agents. This voice agents is used in call centers and web agents, so that people can interact with them to get their job done by just talking to them. After ChatGPT is generated, there's a new era is happening. It is the AI agents, but in that period, you can only communicate with them with text regularly. But if you want to have this implemented in your systems, you will need some other technologies like ours. Our technology will let you to use these voice technologies inside your systems. So we have speech to text, text speech, we have simultaneous translation applications, we have AI voice agents, and everything is emotion based. That means it understands your emotion and it will interact with the understanding of the customer. So what's broken in today's world? Today's world, there are some chatbots, and chatbots is not very efficient for all the people because not everyone can use the typing machine to get answers from the LLMs. People are in more need to get answers by just talking to them. So today's world, these chatbots are either fast or natural. It's hard to find the one that can do both. So we develop a solution that can cover these needs for all the customers. We see this will be the future of all the AI because right now we are using the inefficient ways of keyboards and computers, mouses in our applications. By the enhancement of the AI voice technologies, we will be seeing a lot of voice commands and voice interactions with the devices. So by the help of our agents, our customers will be covering everything around them. So this application is ultra fast. Our customers is getting their answers under 1 second, and our voices are human-like, and it covers a lot of languages in one time. That means we can cover a lot of markets at the same time by the help of our multilingual models. So estimated market size of our AI voice chatbots is more than $40 billion. Our serviceable addressable market is about $20 billion. And at the first 3 to 5 years, we will be targeting about $400 to $600 million of serviceable addressable market, obtainable market. What can be adopted to the market by this technology? There are a lot of use cases, but at the first time, we will be focusing on banking, telecommunication, and insurance, as we have the most experience on that. We have some customer base, and we are pitching this application, but with this customer of ours. So we will be covering a couple of them by the end of year, and after that, we will be expanding our usage in another countries, and the other use cases will follow. This is our market traction as of now. As we have our voice translation technology, we have implemented this voice translation technology in 2 international events. And we have, as this is a SaaS application, we have 4,500 users, and it's rapidly growing. We have got revenue of $25,000 as of now, and there are early interest and deals are in progress. This is our business model. As our time is limited, we can skip it for now. And okay, this is the look of our valuation. We value our company at $12 million as all the developments are finished and it's market ready. It just requires the investment to go to the market and do the marketing stuff. We will be asking for $1 million for 8% of equity. And at the end of 4 years, this company's market value will be about $72 million. It will be 6x. My last slide is this. We will be using this investment. Half of them is for marketing purposes, 15% is customer support, and 35% is rapid technology development. As I told, this is a new technology and it is rapidly growing. We need to keep up with our competitors, and we will be using this investments. This is my team. We will be working with 8 people, and I am the only founder. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Egi. I leave everything to Nelson.
Thank you. First thing that stands out. You've made $25,000 up until now. You're evaluating yourself at 12 million. Can you make it make sense? Like, can you explain the math behind that?
Yeah. Actually, we have a math on top of that. We have a estimated valuation, estimated revenues and costs for 4 years. And we have a graphic. Actually, I cannot show you that. By the help of this graphic, we are expecting to have about $68,000 of revenue this year. But next year, it will be rapidly growing. But by the end of 4 years, the revenue will rise a lot because there's a big curve at the end of that term. So it will show us. It will show us that this company will be growing a lot in the future. So as our technology is ready and every development is funded by the founder itself, and we value this application at $12 million.
You can't show me the graphic, but can you describe the graphic to me? Go ahead.
Yeah. At the end of first year, we are expecting to have $66,000 of revenue and $289,000 of costs. At the end of the second year, we are expecting to have $355,000 and cost is about $475,000. At the end of third year, it will be growing about 4x, and it will be $1,374,000 with the cost of less than 2x. It will be around $680,000. At the end of fourth year, the revenue will be $4 million, and the cost will be around $1 million. So the profit margin will be around 58%. So it looks like that we can keep up our growth without having a lot of staff raise or cost raise. So that will be giving us the value that we are seeing right now.
Okay, 2 things. First, if I understand how you're making those calculations, presenting a 12 million evaluation at the end of the 4th year would make sense. You're not at the 4th year. You're in 2026. And it puts off any investor to say, pay me now, what the math will make sense in 4 years. Yes, it's
Okay.
and the reason I'm telling you this is because people will get. I'm warning you. People will get defensive. Yes, because it doesn't make sense. Secondly, this is if I understand. Maybe it's because of time, but it's also not clear to me how the revenue will meet these milestones. You're commenting on this year it will be such, on this year it will be such, on this year it will be such. What are you basing those projections on?
Okay. First of all, we launched our newest product at the end of February. So it's quite new and it's on the POC phase in many customers. And we start in our main location in Turkey. So after getting coverage from these companies, and these are the giant ones in Turkey actually. This will be big references for us, and by the help of these references, we will be going to more B2B contracts, and these contracts will be outside of Turkey, and we will be having some conversations with some European customers. We have some targets there, and we were targeting for Middle Eastern companies like my partner. um that's presenting before me. But as of the situation is not going well, we parked this plan for now. So we will be covering African continent by the start. So this will be our plan. We will start with Turkey. We will cover giant companies in insurance, telecommunication, and banking area. After that, we will expand to Europe and Africa for the start, and we have some ideas because we have been participating with some events like Web Summits, JITEX, MWC, and we have been around for them for a while. So by the help of the new connections and the new ideas that we have been gathering for about 2 years, we have ideas how to reach them. So that will be the way that we will be accessing
Okay.
these markets.
You mentioned your recent, which is Fine and Fair. You also mentioned you have, I think, like 10 years of industry presence through Nevitech, correct?
Yes.
I was looking up at Nevitech a little bit. I think your customers are mostly like banking, insurance, and telecom. This seemed to
Yes.
me like great use cases for classifier. Have you converted any customers from these great use cases that you already have with Nevitech into classifier?
Yes. Actually, we have done one successful implementation in our insurance companies for another case, but the real thing, the AI voice agents, is quite new. It is launched at February, so we are doing some POCs to these companies. So we will need a couple of time before we can close some sales. So I believe it will be by the end of year.
Okay. So definitely look into that, because if you have some customers who already trust you and already know your product, other product lines, they can be a softer launching process, because they will give you feedback. It's a container of sorts before you, or in parallel as you go out into the market. So definitely curious to hear like an update on that, because it will be interesting to hear if you can build on the credibility you have from this branch, Nevitech, onto the customers, which to me seem like obvious, and that's a good thing. Obvious use cases for classifiers product, and to see if you've converted any, because that seems like really like a low-hanging fruit. One last question that I had written here. This was yesterday when I was looking at the deck. It's not from this call, but it's a note. It's a question I had. So we know, and I think you touched on this as well, not on the deck, but on what you said today. The voice AI space is moving super fast. We have like OpenAI, we have Google even launching voice products like every other day. You mentioned that your moat, so your defense, what protects your differentiator, is that it's proprietary. So you're not pulling off an API from some other product. But having something proprietary, in my experience, is only valuable if the cost of, as a customer, of moving from one provider to the other is too much, that I want to stay in my original provider when the second one comes and offers me something same quality, lower price. What will make the customers you acquire stay your customers? Why would I, for example, as an enterprise, want to stay with Classifier when Google comes along and puts out an update that's cheaper or integrated on a software stack that I already use anyway, like the Google Suite? What will make companies stay with Classifier when competition, and you identified the competition correctly, comes along and offers a similar product?
Yeah, there are two customers for us. One of them is SaaS customers. The other ones are B2B customers that we personally go and pitch our product. On cloud, SaaS customers are a different case. So if another product or another technology is growing better on that part, and we need to adapt to their products, so our solution is very flexible, very integratable. So we will simply adapt their solution into ours. So we will be serving B2C customers by the best product on the market. So our customers will be seeing only the best service on SaaS model. On B2B part, the thing is different. There are a lot of regulations, especially in Europe and Turkey. And as of now, in GCC countries, it is always like this. Data sovereignty is very important thing. And we see the importance of this by the conflicts that's happening in the world. So every country is trying to keep their data inside their own country. And if it is possible, the companies do not tend to use SaaS or cloud solutions. They only want these solutions implemented on premise of their solutions, of their servers. So as we developed our own technology, we deploy our own solution into the customer servers. So it will be running independently without the need of external APIs, external data sharing. So it will save them, it will give them the privacy that they required. So this will be our differentiator.
Clear. And I would buy that differentiator. I think data privacy is very, very important. Very cool. Okay, good. That's it from my side, to be honest.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We move to our last, of course, not the least, founder, Sahil Pardakan, founder of Naracare. Headquartered is Nagpur, India. Digital health and wellness and healthcare. It's a pre-seed of 117,000 USD. How's it going, Sahil?
Yeah, it's good. Really nice.
Thank you for coming. Please make yourself comfortable. Tell us
Yes.
who you are, and after you can go straight to the pitch. Thank you.
Yeah, so hi everyone. Thank you for the place again. And I'm Sahil, founder of Naracare, and we are building a visual social health tracking platform. Let me just present. Yeah, thank you. So we are at our MVP stage. It's building right now. So the main problem we are facing in the health tracking, like today, every health tracking platform just showing us the numbers that you should have this type of calories. This is your numbers, whatever you index you have taken. This is the numbers you are get. And the problem come up with the numbers that only some people who have the knowledge about what calories, protein, and fibers are, they know that, yeah, these numbers are good for my body. But what about those who don't understand numbers? So it was the main problem. And after that, people don't relate to the application which track health. So the problem is like people know, people want to track the health of the and the intakes they are taking, but they don't have a user friendly platform. They don't get the delivery, that kind of thing from the platforms which are currently available in the market. So we thought that we should come up with it. So, and the third problem is that the every platform giving you a solo health, that you are tracking yourself and there's no discipline and there's no motivation to track. So people mostly quit from the health tracking platform, plus their premiums are pretty high. Okay, so we come up with the solutions like we introducing avatar that will be like visual kind of thing, that whatever the index you are intaken, then that index will be transferred to the avatar. You will get the visuals from the avatar, and the avatar is able to show like whatever you gain the protein and 5%, it will be shown in your organs also, and that thing can be shared to people who are like I can share my avatar to my mother, so she will be pretty understand with the visuals that my kid's having a good diet, he's hydrated and all. So she don't needs to learn all the nutrition and diets for what are goods and what are bad. She although see with the visuals which are currently which can be live shared with her. Okay, like why we are doing right now, so that we see that after COVID and all, people are more curious about health, like to eat in and all, everything like changing, right? People spending money on tracking and all. So we thought that this is the best time to go into this market. And the avatar is from the I can say agency area is now here. So they are like more, they feel more cool with the avatars. So we come up with this idea to integrate this, and it would be a very easy way to convince people that this is how you go doing inside of your body. Okay, and the AI make it easy. Like for me, I am a non-technical founder. I can say no tech background. I'm not an engineer, but the AI and my team make these things available, like make it I can say easy to build. So this is the best time for a non-technical founder like me to come up with such ideas. And the elder age, like people live from home, they do want to check on their parents and all, but this only happen with the phone call. They don't get the insights and all, but with the Naraka, they'll get the insights. And that is pretty easy to read thought the avatar that yeah, they are having it, and their body is maintained. Okay, now how it works, that user just come, he signs, and then he will build his own avatar, and then they log the food. It can be a voice or a text. They can just say I had apple and all, and everything will be transferred to the avatar, and the body will respond according to whatever the food you have taken. If you had a pizza, it will tell you that this is the time it will take you to recover from the pizza. Or if you have an apple, you will know that this is responding good, and how it's helping and which organ it is helping the most. And the same avatar will be shareable to anyone. Like we have a feature like now care circle, so there will be a family members can be there, a gym circle can be a different circle, and a long distance also be there. The couple is there. Okay, so the wife is sitting home and she packed a lunch box, and the husband is once the husband eat, she will know at the home that he had the lunch without even calling him. Okay, so like the market, we're talking about the market is pretty good and the pretty big in this industry. So the thing is in this market, that whatever the figures you see in the screen, that are $12 billion and all, these are the tracked I can say figures. Like 3 billion people track health. Okay, but only 10% continue because they have the knowledge, they have the money, and other 90% left because they don't have money, they don't understand. It is kind of confusing, and there is no motivation of tracking the health because there's no one who discipline them. Okay, if I'm tracking my health with the Nara care, my father will discipline me because he's able to see my avatar, and if he doesn't see anything in it, he will definitely call me and alert me. Okay, so we are targeting that 90% people who are confused with the dashboard which is currently available in the market. And this is my most competitor, I could say. There are many. I brought this sum up. So visual avatar they don't give. There is a family or social layer is not there. There is no motivational layer also. And the pricing we come up with so low pricing right now, since we don't have much expenses currently, and senior friendly, like the UI, the way we are delivering the data is pretty like anyone can understand, even the old person can understand who don't know how to use like laptops and all, because he's able to see everything with the visuals. Okay, then the temperature effect, this is the most I can say good feature we come up with. Like in the other application, they got the API throughout the weather that for tracking the hydration. they see that the whatever the
Sahil,
this yeah
if you can please close because we've been running out of time, and after you can
yeah
go through it now, okay?
yes okay. Okay, so the temperature switcher is nothing more than just the user panel that user get himself to set the temperature, so the hydration can be get more accurate. There is a 50-minute window that he can manage his temperature according to room temperature or water. Okay, the more business model we come up with the freemium model. It is a two plan we are currently introducing. For currently, we just go with the freemium once we get the bigger database and all. So then when we go to avatar accessories, we can make business over there also, like renting the animation or characters for the users once they used to with the product. And then when we store, we can come up with the gadgets and all to map and get more accurately. And then the go-to-market strategy is pretty simple. Like we first go with the launch with the like around iOS and Android and fitness influencers with them, and then there's a social sharing and corporate. We can see corporate wellness programs, then events and all. This is currently we are planning with like for next 18 months. This is the financials of the company. One more thing I could say that my company is not yet incorporated. Once I get funded, I'll definitely incorporate it. So like we expected that 6K would be a monthly bond with the team, legal and other expenses, API calls and all, everything will be covered under this. And the ask we are currently doing is 177K. And this is my passionate team for the passionate project. The Kompal, she handles designs and all and there's a Itagi, she handles nutrition and dietitians to come up with the drafts for how to calculate and all. And the Bhumi is developer, and the Pawas is the city artist. Thank you for to listening to me and giving me the stage. I'm open to question.
Thank you so much. I
Sahil.
read the question, yes.
Very cool. Can I see the slides again? I think it was the third slide to last. One back. Okay, there, that one. The one before. This one. Good. You mentioned here at the bottom, core. So the core growth mechanic. Every family connection doubles the app's active users. It makes sense. So, but this tells me that you're basing your whole retention strategy on social accountability, let's say, because you
You
mentioned
can say that.
the dad watches the kids, you watch your grandma, and so on and so forth. But you have no retention data yet to tell you this will happen. Let's say, and I know that's not a bad thing. It's just the nature of the stage you're at, so it's fine. What behavior from your first 1,000 customers, and I imagine 1,000 customers is easy for the Indian market, what behavior will you see from the first 1,000 customers that will validate this thesis?
I could
That
say
social
the
accountability works.
like yet I have not published the application is under development. So like but I have speak with the people over 200, and they were like if they have something that can be accessible pretty easily with the WhatsApp and anything, if they don't need to open the application, and we are doing that thing also. The retention, I'm thinking that people will react on this kind of thing, like how they as a whenever like they need to like in India we often call kids and parents like how they're doing, what are they eating and all. So I could say that I am surpassing it somehow at some point, that they have early access to see currently what they're doing, and that thing will bring them again and again to the platform.
Okay. Another question on the same topic of like reaching out and growth. Yeah. I think you identified three core user segments: Gen Z,
Yeah.
and then it's adult children, so like young people looking on their parents or their elderly, and then it's busy parents looking on their kids. Which segment are you going to target first?
Well,
if at
if
all, or
you
just all
ask,
three, or what are you looking at in that sense in
okay,
terms of
yeah.
how you promote this?
Regarding this segment, if you are asking, I am not going after any segment. This is like something I want to build that people will use in their daily life, so they will be more familiar to this nutrition factors and all that. Like these things are really important for people. Okay, so but still, if you ask as a business angle, I would say that I'm looking for individuals who live long from their home, far from their home, we can say, and the parents who worried at home and they want to see how their kid is good doing. Okay, so like these two are the main pillars for for whom I'm targeting right now. And after that, at the second phase, I'll go for the gym. Okay, so we are planning on it, but that is in the second phase. But currently, we are focusing on the individuals who are far from the home and their parents, so they get connected somehow, because this is the we can say my true event, because I live in the different city. My brother is in Moscow right now, and my mother and home they're at the hometown. Okay, so they often call my brother that how you're doing and all, and he's preparing for MBBS. So he asks me that, brother, you can please talk to mother to not call her every day. And if she didn't call, she will be worried, like why didn't he call me, or why didn't he receive my call. And also I thought she needs some kind of access, so I could deliver with this. I search in the market if there's anything available right now, but there's nothing, and that is so confusable. I'm not going to teach my mother right now that this is the nutrition, this is and all. So I come up with this plan that this is the best thing that can work in the older version also, and for Gen Zs also, because they are pretty attracted to the avatar version, and avatar is the best way to show health and all.
Agreed. I love the avatar idea. I see exactly. I have friends from India as well. I see exactly how it matches the cultural side of, have you
Yes.
eaten well? What are you eating? Look after yourself and all of this. Um,
Yes.
Two things I think you should consider product wise. Yes, so this is just from me. Do you think about this product last night? Be mindful of how you define your product and how you use the word health, because if you log in French fries and you see the liver gets darker, that can be interpreted as like medical information or advice, and you don't want to be liable for that. Yeah, so either get a disclaimer, or look around the wording carefully, so that well-being and being healthy sits on very generally accepted premises, and that it's not taken as medical advice, because I was eating French fries every day, my liver wasn't getting dark, so I thought it was fine, and come find out a real doctor tells me that my liver is failing because it's all fried food. So just be mindful of how you phrase this. The second point is, I think a good next iteration, like as an MVP, it's okay, but if the information in this social accountability is a mechanism for you, which is I'm logging things in so other people are aware, the motivation to do it can fluctuate. And maybe sometimes I'm too tired, I don't want to log it in. Or I know my mama is going to tell me I should be eating better, I'm going to lie and I'm going to say I'm logging in something else. Or it just takes too long to write something in. Try to see how hard it would be for your developer to make it. You can even pull from an AI API for this, photo based. So it takes me 30 seconds. I take a picture of my plate, I upload it, and it changes my avatar all of the same, but it reads the information on the picture rather than me, if I eat a plate with like 10 ingredients, or if I have eaten well or not. So it helps for proof of food, let's say, if it's picture based. And it's just that much more easier. Like I have an Aura ring, and I can also in the app write down what I'm eating, or I can take a picture. Every time I take a picture, I would not log a single meal if I had to write it in as a customer. Yeah. So the reason the phone knows what I eat is because it allows me to take a picture, because that's easier. So these are just two considerations for your product that I think is really exciting.
Well, I already know all those things. Like we already, like this is, I'm at the MVP stage. Whatever the tokens will be paid, that will be paid by my pocket. Okay, and my pocket is not that big right now. Okay, so it's not hard to give this feature. This is the also come up with the Healthify Me. You can say help, but the thing is, I cannot provide it currently, but at the second phase, the second updates, I will definitely provide it. Like this is the we come up with the second feature, which is a sparrow feature. Like you don't need to pick up the phone to just tell him that you had something. The phone is on the table, you having your dinner or you drinking water and all. You're just saying hi sparrow. The sparrow will be activated, whatever the command you allowed for it, and the sparrow will listen. And you just say that I had a one sip of water and one glass. I can say one sip of water and one chapati. In India, we can say one chapati, and the sparrow will say it's okay, and we'll say just fly sparrow. And the sparrow will fly. She will go to my system. My system will get the nutrition values, and that will be transferred to the avatar, and that avatar will be transferred to the person whom I consider to be transferred. Like that is in my hand, whom I am sharing with. So this is the loop that will work.
That voice command
Close.
sounds like a great use case for a classifier who happens to be working on a voice AI software that could definitely be applied to the use case you just described. So maybe there's a way also classifier and you can connect and make that happen. Keep us posted. Okay, no more questions from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Saeed, please stay. We're bringing all our three founders as we have 5 minutes to go and we have to close. So starting with Tanujail, please, if you want to give in 10 seconds convincing Nelson why invest in you, what would you like to say?
Yeah, so at TriNano, we make your solar panels more productive. That means more revenue that you generate. For every 1 gigawatt, we give 40 megawatt extra energy without adding any additional panels, and that too at 50% less cost. So at TriNano, we amplify the sunlight and we multiply the power. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Engin.
Hi, hello. Okay, why should you invest in Classifier? Classifier has a team actually. This team, what makes this everything possible? This team makes us develop our own models and own systems that helps us. So we have a grown team and growth technology. We have our own technology. That's the reason you should invest in us.
Thank you so much, Engin. Teuta.
Yes, so event planning is scattered and we are solving it because events should be fun and not stress. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Saeed, please.
I must say, I don't have much to say right now. I'm so early to say it, but Nara Care is making people disciplined about their intakes. So if you want people to be disciplined about their intakes and their diets, please invest in Nara Care. We will make them pretty fit for the generation.
Thank you, Sahil.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Nelson, for being with us today. Unfortunately, we don't have any more time, at least 60 seconds. Nelson, if in 60 seconds you want to give any more, I don't know, advice or recommendation to funds.
Yes, think about your projects in the long term as well. I think a pattern we saw here today is that everybody's obviously very passionate about what you're doing today and projecting a lot based on what your performance is today. Don't be afraid to go into what your business will look like a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, while still keeping expectations realistic about what the investment commitment should look like. So this is kind of what my advice overall would be. It's a lot more inviting when you sound reasonable about what the investment should look like based on today's performance, while feeling confident of where the business is going and how we're all making money together. I would say one way or another, you all hit this mark. So this is not a, you should start doing it. It's you should continue to do it because this is something that I saw a trend over here today. So well done on all parts.
Thank you so much, Nelson. Thank you to everybody. Tanujail, Sahil, Engin, and again.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. And
appreciate everybody's time today. Really well done.
You,
reach out to me. Feel free. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Very nice to meet you all. Bye-bye.